is the SA to the Governor on General Duties, Barrister Ekpenyong Akoba. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Blessing. Morning, viewers. My pleasure to be at CRBC this morning.
Welcome to the program, sir. Also joining us is the Commissioner for Transportation, Pastor Ekpenyong Akoba. Good morning, sir.
Morning, Blessing.
Good to have you.
Morning, Perseverance. It's my pleasure to be on this program.
You're welcome, sir. Quickly, sir, we are looking at the remarkable achievements of His Excellency, for 2 years in office. So I'm going to ask you, we've seen a lot of progress in infrastructure, sector, education, and healthcare. So which of these, sectors will you say are the remarkable projects of His Excellency?
First of all, let me start by thanking God Almighty for His love, His protection and blessings for the governor we have in Cross River State. Because Cross River State is blessed to have a governor in his wards who have handed over leadership to Governor Jesus. In Cross River State, we have a governor that is God-fearing, and Master Jesus is on the throne. The governor is only but his messenger. Now, in your intro, you're talking about achievements in infrastructure, healthcare. It is difficult for one to list out. In fact, when we're trying to do an overview of numerous sectors, I'm happy the Commissioner of Transport is here. Every sector is competing with each other. There is no sector, there is no ministry or department or agency of government that have not witnessed massive transformation. Principle 2, pragmatism in leadership is second to none. And just 2 years, people are left with no choices than to begin to endorse him for another term, even when the political calendar is yet to be lifted. So when you talk about infrastructure, it is true that there is massive intervention in infrastructural development. When you talk about health interventions, it is true. When you talk about inherited projects, is it cultural center by our left here? Is it the state library by our right? Is it the edifice we have as governor's office today? You could see remodeling of structures in Cross River State. Is it about roads that are heart-beating? When you talk about roads that have been abandoned over 3 decades, you talk about virgin roads. So for me, His Excellency have done what has been expected of him. Is it about industrial revolution? Is it about our cargo airport? Is it about the Obudukato Ranch? Is it about Okele Road that Okele people have now been heard? Is it about the urbanization of Ugeb Urban? Today, you can, within Ugeb Metropolis, access the various roads. Yesterday, we were commissioning a thing in Bassey. For those that are residents in Calabar, that know where to Martin Bassey, Uwanse, Atamono, is. You agree with me that no one will imagine that such construction could be done. Is it about educational intervention, free WAEC fees, remodeling of schools? So for me, the governor has put us on the spot whereby it is difficult to determine where has been given more attention, because all sectors, is it about sports intervention? All sectors, is it about the transport sector? So for me, we now have our planes ready to fly. So for me, His Excellency have covered the field. As a lawyer, this is a case where evidence abound and the fact is speaking for itself. And we say thank you, Your Excellency, for not failing us, for fulfilling your campaign promises. Office of Excellency is giving a lot of medical intervention, humanity without boundaries, women inclusion in politics. Gender equality is not a fundamental right issue. Courtesy of Excellency's office. So for me, 2 years is 2 years of purposeful leadership, a government that is focused, a government that can be said to be productively progressive, and we're happy that Cross River State is green and clean again. We're happy that the basic responsibility of every government, which is fundamentally to protect lives and properties, has been achieved by the governor. Today you can walk around the town at midnight and beyond midnight alone without any security following you, and you can get home safely. Is it about the electrification, urban beautification? You know our stadium where you have the Moninkum effigy. It's very unique. So for me, we are proud of the governor, and 2 years is 2 years of total democratic delivery of dividends.
Thank you so much, Essie, for giving us more insight on that. My next question is to the Commissioner, sir. We've seen the implementation of the electric bikes, being introduced into the transport system. So, can you, how does the introduction of electric bikes align with the state's broader transportation and environmental goals?
Thank you very much. Just like my colleague has been trying to elucidate the achievements of His Excellency, it's multifaceted. And I think that the compass with which he established that it is a people-oriented government, and the people's first is at the fulcrum of his attention. That sets the ball rolling in all of the policy direction of the government. Now, in the transportation sector, as it concerns the introduction of the electric bike, the last hike in fuel price got us thinking. In consideration of where we were and where we're going, we don't have an economy that could consistently absorb such volatility. And in consideration of that fact, His Excellency said, look, we must keep the price of goods and services down. And in that consideration, we realized in our analysis that, look, the state economy is absolutely agrarian. And much of these products are far in the farms, in the forest, and what have you. What is the possible way to help keep this price down and keep this channel flowing in the entire ecosystem? And we realize that an average product comes out of the farm, because these farm roads are very narrow roads. They come out with the bikes, and the cost of fueling a bike a day for such activity, such service delivery, had gone up to between 7,000 to 10,000 naira daily. So he boldly said, we have to look for an alternative source of energy. Let's do a seed investment in electric motorcycle. One, for the protection of our ecosystem. Two, to bring down the cost of production of goods and services. And we got into the market engaging with partners that could, help us partner to bring this policy to play, and also helping to create jobs. What we've acquired first, which I call the seed investment, it's 200 Spiro electric bikes from Spiro Mobility Solution. They are on ground as I speak to you. They are establishing swap centers. They are commencing training of cross-river indigenes in servicing of this infrastructure. That is going to create over 300 jobs. And now, how much would you be needing to swap your battery daily? That's about 1,000 naira only. That takes out the cost of about 9,000 naira from the production chain daily. So, without anything, His Excellency is going to restore the savings of about 9,000 naira in the pocket of a farmer who uses motorcycle in bringing out his produce. That will have a multiplier effect on the value chain. So it is a well thought out program, and we're also expecting about 300 bikes that are coming in from China, and it's going to be a continuum. So by the end of this government, we'll be talking about, maybe we would have put into the system a minimum of about 2,000 to 3,000 naira electric bikes, and these bikes are coming with superior maintenance facility. And we're now encouraging cross-riverians who are using bikes, leave the fossil fuel powered bikes, okay, and go for the electric bike, so as to get this advantage of bringing down the cost of your production. So it's a wonderful policy, and it's a bold step in the right direction.
All right, before we come back to you, Commissioner, I have one last question for Essie. Looking ahead, what are the governor's key priorities for the next 2 years, and how do they build up, the foundation laid in the first 2 years?
Yes, the future is very bright because there have been a lot of projects ongoing and completed. The guarantee is that those ongoing will be completed to ensure that the vision is realized. And His Excellency is interested in sustaining democratic gains and also empowering the growing generation. We've ventured into a lot of school acquisition, partner with Skyron, train our youth in electrical electronics. We send over 300 youths to Nasarawa, agri-based training for self-sufficiency and food security. Now, for the coming 2 years, Cross River states have done a lot of attraction of investors. You go to Marina Resort, you see the Blakes. What is there? You won't believe that it's within less than a year, because most of these projects did not begin with the administration. They came a year later, and some of the projects in 7 months are near completion. That means in 2 years they'll be before 2 years they'll be completed. And that is why people are saying, Your Excellency, do not be distracted. Just continue to lead us into 8 years. Because the transformative action that is very intentional is, like they used to say, visible to the blind. So in the coming months, running into another year, we'll witness more projects being completed and many interventions realized in all sectors. So I want to continue to solicit for more prayers for the governor and continuous support by Cross Riverians. Our governor is apolitical. Our governor is a man that accepts all categories. The downtrodden, everybody is part of his administration because it is a people first administration. And we believe that by the time the governor is done with Cross River State, definitely the entire world will be heading towards Cross River.
Thank you so much for being a part of the program this morning.
Thank you.
Always. We'll continue the conversation with the Commissioner for Transportation. Stay with us because we'll be right back.
Commissioner has capacity to enter into other sectors, so don't stay in transport alone.
For the first time.
Yeah, same here. Nice to meet you.
You've been long with them?
Sorry?
You've been long with them?
Yes, but I started this particular program last year, November.
Okay.
Yeah. Are you still live? Hold on.
that drainage. So because of that, you can see we excavated drain on both sides, and we started our casting, and you can see how smooth the casting is. We also try as much as we can to achieve a perfect flow, because one thing about drainage is having a perfect flow. If you don't have a perfect flow, there's no point making a drain. So, and so far so good. We tested our flow rate. Flow rate is perfect. And going forward, we are continuing with the casting of the drain. And after the casting of the drain, we do our earthwork proper. The earthwork will imply working on the soil so that we will be able to receive the concrete road. Because we don't just want to build roads on a very weak soil. We are building a road that will last for a very long time. It's not like a flexible pavement where after some time we discover that the asphalt becomes weak. The asphalt, after most times, is being washed away by water because of the flood issue here. There is need for this kind of road construction. So because of that, we do a very good network here in order to prepare the soil to receive the concrete road.
Indeed, the People's First Governor, of course, is still the Good Morning Cross River Breakfast Show. My name is Bassey, and we've been having a conversation with the Commissioner for Transportation, Pastor Ekpenyong Kobams, talking to us about the implementation of electric bikes in the state. And also, should I continue saying, good to also have you back?
Well, I'm still here.
Of course. Looking back from the past 2 years, what are those significant projects that His Excellency has handled when it comes to the transportation sector?
Thank you very much. First of all, we must not be oblivious of where we were.
Yeah.
If we're oblivious of where we were, we wouldn't be able to understand where we're going. The transportation sector, I would say, was absolutely acephalous and lacking in clear-cut policy direction. And there was somewhat institutionalization of impunity. And on assumption of office, I had to have a heart-to-heart discussion with His Excellency, and after having his encouragement on the way forward, we had proposed certain policies and certain reforms, and His Excellency gave us all the encouragement and all the nod. And one of such is the sanity that has been restored in the transportation sector intra-city. You can see that the cosmopolitan city of Calabar is wearing a new look, where the local transport, the intra-city buses are wearing the state color. It wasn't achieved by the flash of the pan. There was clear-cut resistance in terms of the fact that certain persons had believed that the culture of impunity must be sustained. That we've been able to achieve, and that has completely taken out the problem of cases of robbery, one chance, extortion of, commuters. You've seen the restoration of the bus stops, which we're moving to the next step in our holistic package of what we call Clearwell. Clearwell is a policy which strives to restore sanity, that the culture of road usage should not be, as it were, based on the wishful thinking of the driver, because driving and road usage is regulated by laws. And so if you want to pick a passenger, Clearwell.
Okay.
You want to drop a passenger, Clearwell. We'll soon be transitioning from that to insisting on the fact that the bus stops have to be used. That has been achieved by the support of His Excellency. We've been able to set up a conversions center for the CNG at the fabrication center. We are expecting the arrival of the mobile refueling platforms. As soon as that is done, we're going to get that launched. We have about 500 Crosserians that have been shortlisted for training on conversion of vehicles from fossil fuel to CNG. CNG and electric technology is totally required to bring some level of stability into our transport sector in terms of cost. For instance, my official car is converted. And it cost me about 3,200 naira.
Really?
Yes, to refill a 60 cylinder of CNG gas, which can do 120 kilometers. If I have to use petrol to do 120 kilometers, I need to buy about, for my car, for about 40,000 naira worth of fuel. So in such a comparative analysis, as soon as that takes off, you understand the cost comparative that is bringing to the daily cost of commuting. So His Excellency has been at the forefront of an absolute transformation of the transportation ecosystem. We are talking to a couple of partners who are coming to do a total revitalization of our transport infrastructure. What we have today is not sustainable. And a preliminary survey has been carried out by some professionals who spent about 3 weeks in Cross River State, across the state. And as soon as His Excellency settles after these 2 years celebrations, then we're going to commence the presentation and then activity. So in the transport sector, I will tell you, we couldn't have gotten it better. We are expecting about 1.7 billion worth of infrastructure, which covers electric keke, electric vehicles, electric mini trailers, all to boost the service delivery sector and the agricultural sector. I mean, we've never had such a bold step in the transportation sector. So all kudos to a man who is committed to create an impact in the life of Cross Riverians.
All right, so you've highlighted different future plans, that His Excellency...
They are already
ongoing.
Yes.
So I'd like to talk about, are there other visions that we're not aware of, in this transportation sector,
yes,
like His Excellency?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm sure you're not oblivious of the railway project.
Absolutely right.
Good. And that project has gone far. I am in touch with them daily, and they are the last stages of the processes before shovels begin to hit the ground. That is going to bring an absolute solution, okay, to the problem of non-integration of our economic system. God has created Cross River in a way that each senatorial district is dependent on the other senatorial district for food production and what have you. Our critical problem is transportation. The cost of yams, for instance, in Ogoja or in Yala, it's nothing really to write home about, but bringing it to the market has been the problem. Yes. So the railway project is a one-stop solution to all of that. And that's going to completely integrate the totality of our geopolity and integrate our society. So these are some of the deliberate policy directions which His Excellency has taken. And I can tell you, Cross River State will be better for it by the time we're rounding up the first 5 years.
Of course, we cannot wait to see all of this come to plan, come to play. So just like every other sector, they've had challenges, implementing, orders. So talk to us about the key challenges faced during the implementation of this project, the electric bikes.
We've not really had serious challenges. You need to understand that one of the things His Excellency has done is that he has enthroned a policy of ease of doing business, which has brought a committee to play with all the major players in all the sectors. Basically, almost all the commissioners are members of the Committee on Ease of Doing Business. The Accountant General is a member. The Commissioner of Finance is a member. It's a one-stop shop to provide solution to whatever hitches that would have arisen in whatever processes. You understand? You simply bring it to the fore there, and on that table, you talk to this person, and everybody understands the direction. And if you know what it means to work with Senator Prince Bassey, you don't sleep. Just know that at the end of the day, he can call you by 2 a.m. He can call you by 3 a.m. and he's calling you as if it is 12 noon. And don't wake up with the response of you were sleeping. He will ask you, Honorable Commissioner, you were sleeping. You are sleeping when I'm not sleeping. So you have to be on your toes. And delivery timelines are clearly set. So there's absolutely no excuse.
All right. Are there any other major sectors that you think this particular administration has not touched?
Absolutely not. He has revitalized the tourism sector. He has deliberately taken out a major clog in the wheel of our educational system by making sure that the West African Education Council fees are paid, so both children of the rich and the indigent have access, you understand, to the basic qualification for the next tier of education. That was a major gap. There's no sector he hasn't touched, you understand, and he is a listening governor. And you'll be shocked the number of people, even that person you take for granted, he has the governor's number, and at will he will call, and you'll be shocked.
His Excellency
You'll take the call, listen to the person, and then call you and put you on the spot. So the access he has created to the common man is second to none. That's why I'm not surprised by the avalanche of endorsements. For me, I think that at the point where we are in Cross River State today, there's no need for any experiment. We just need to keep going.
Of course, it's remarkable to see an active governor, and of course, a man who loves God. You know, he follow who know God. So it's important for us to understand that Our Excellency has the interest of the state at heart. So, which brings me to my next questions. Are there plans to subsidize transportation costs to mitigate the sufferings of the people in Cross River State?
We are working. You might not be aware that the erstwhile cross line had been sold to private individuals by past administration. Now we're at the verge of bringing a new transport company for Cross River State. One, it has become a norm in the Committee of States that each state should have its own transport company. And that is to be able to avail the citizens of Cross River State the opportunity of having a priority treatment while trying to reach out in their journeys to other states or coming back to Cross River State. But why we have not taken off up to this time is we are trying to choose the best possible platform. What might be the platform? What source of energy do we wish to use? Our option is centered around CNG and electric vehicles because we want to bring down the cost of transportation. If we have to go by the option of fossil fuel, do you understand? That would make the cost to be high, and that's not the best option for our people. So we're working on those indices, and the result will soon be published.
Absolutely. It's always a pleasure to have you join us this morning for the Good Morning Cross River Breakfast Show, and thank you so much for giving us such highlights, on the activities of His Excellency. So I hope to see you soon again in the studio to give us more updates on other implementations. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be back because more stories coming your way. Stay with us.
So I could take a bow.
Yes, so can I take picture?
Photo start.
No, it's like I can sit. It's not making the camera.
Say you Garo.
Thank you, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Don't laugh too much.
Sorry.
You get me confused.
I'm sorry. Pastor Patrick Asikbo.
Yeah.
Okay. The APC State Secretary.
Yeah.
Okay.
And your own is
My name is Blessing Oharekpe.
Arugbe
Oharekpe.
from where?
Abi.
Bobra. Abi.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So, sir, apart from highlighting or giving us an overview of His Excellency activities, because that's all we are on about this entire week, are there other key, topics that you'd like to touch?
Yeah, I would like to touch on the democracy
Democracy.
as it is, or as it were, and how
It is now.
it is now.
Okay.
Then I better have your number before we start.
Okay, why did you say better? Why did you say better?
Because you can escape me.
080
Yeah.
78
78
28
28
94
94
51.
51. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
It's on flight mode.
Yeah, okay.
It ends with 51. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hold on, please. Please hold on.